I arrived to live in Dali on January 18th, 2020, one day before my 34th birthday, and 1 week before the year of the rat began. A new year, a fresh start. Jaja had found me a spare room in his village while I looked for my own place. San Wenbi, or Three Brush Village, was so named for its historical association with Dali's scholar monks of old, who penned religious texts with calligraphy brushes. It was just northwest of the old town, in the shadow of the 3 Buddhist pagodas built in the 9th century. The back 2 pagodas leant slightly, said to have been knocked off balance by an earthquake in 1925 that devastated the valley, while the tallest pagoda at the front of the triangle, stretching 70 meters to the heavens, had been restored in the 1990s. A clear pool of water nearby, named Reflection Pond, mirrored their domed tips, and a labyrinth of alleyways wove threads behind them into the fabric of the village. The center of Three Brush Village was a small 2-story temple to Kuising, a folk deity best known as the god of literature and examinations, balancing with 1 foot on a turtle while holding a book. Just down from it was Jaja's courtyard home, with his photography studio, X-Space, fronting onto the cobbled way. An artisanal coffee shop across the path sold expensive single-origin brews to the new migrants of the village, while a local vegetable market next to it flogged fruit for pennies. I was staying in a shared courtyard further into the maze. My host was a yoga teacher from Fujian province called Yaling, a sinuous woman with dark skin and a mad laugh. Not cut out for an office job, she had traveled around India for years before settling in Dali 7 years ago. She taught yoga to the new migrants, with blithe disregard for protests of inflexibility, twisting her pupils into contorted shapes closer to torture than tantra. Her older brother, a shy, balding man with a widow's peak who went by the nickname Lemon, lived with her. He spent his days procuring tea from plantations up the mountainside to sell online, and his nights sampling his leaf while reading self-help books. Brother and sister lived in what some might call squalor, others simplicity. Their home was a stone farmhouse they had restored minimally, with dust falling from wooden beams and plaster chipping off half-crumbled walls. There was an outhouse toilet and a kitchen to one side of the yard that looked like it was going to collapse. They had converted the cowshed next to the main house into a studio, knocking up a mezzanine with just enough space for a mattress, and rented it to a young couple from Shenzhen. My room was a threadbare square, facing the yard, empty as a prison cell, just a table, bed, and chair, while a purple bougainvillea crept slowly through the barred window.